Hello guys, so Ritik here, and today is our 7th day of our job finding journey. Hashtag Thala for a reason. Jokes apart, but yeah, let's share with you my today's details. So today I wake really late today. I sleep for half an hour extra. That's why I skip exercise today. I did 5 to 10 minutes of warm up, but yeah, after that I get ready and get on my desk at 9 a.m. And today, let me tell you what I learned today. So today I learned very interesting thing uh, called a state scheduling. So what happens sometime state behave like it is a asynchronous. So we feel that state is asynchronous, but that was not the case. Let me tell you why and how. So let's take an example. If we have one JavaScript function, JavaScript component, in which I have one use state uh, called as a count. So count set count is equal to use state 0, means initial value of that count is 0. Okay, and in return I just create one button, and when I click on that button, when I one second, let me, yeah. So when I click on that button, our count should be increases. So we pass the handle click function there. So in handle click, we just set count is equal set count plus 1, and below that we just pass the console.log count. Okay, so guys, what is the initial value? So initial value of count is 0. So we can able to see on screen on UI 0 is there. Console.log not run it. But what happened when we click on the button? So count should be 1, and in console.log that count should be 1. No, that's not true, because that in console.log count is 0, and when I click again, then the UI show count as a 2, but in console.log is 1. So what is this delay? Why is this delay coming? And why is React not updating state immediately, or why it's behave like that? So let me tell you guys. So I think you have a better idea, means I tell you in earlier videos that how React work. So React work in a 3 phases: render phase, commit phase, and a browser paint. Okay, so in a render phase, all JSX will convert into the virtual DOM. Not means actual DOM doesn't happen. Actual DOM modification don't happen here. Only an virtual DOM is created. After that, in commit phase, actual DOM modification is happen, and after that UI will get paint. Then let me tell you how our case comes here. So initially we know render phase is going. Let's start from the initial. So we didn't click on the button. Okay, so initially render phase is going on. So it's in render phase we calculated everything. JSX is converted into the virtual DOM, all sort of things. After that, commit phase. In commit phase, DOM will mutate that values, and DOM value will change. On UI we can able to see 0 after the UI paint. After that I click button. Okay, when I click button, handle function, that event is called. In event we set the count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, at that time it doesn't rendered, or but we just queued up. We tell React in some time you have to do this. So it is this task which is updating the state which is in queue. Now you have to update it when this event listen close. And after that we have console.log of count. Yeah, count things, because that set count plus 1, that action doesn't happen yet, because React will perform it later in render phase. Okay, so it just in queued right now. So after that, when we go to the console.log count, what happened at that time? Count see what is its current value. So its current value is 0 right now, because it doesn't change. changed it, so it's printed 0 there. And after when event listener is ended, and then again the second render phase, means the initial render was done again, because we have a state change, then render phase again run. In render means in that React working part, first we get the render, JSX will convert it into virtual DOM. We get the set count as a count plus 1, so we get count 1, and DOM is updated. And after that UI will paint. On UI we can able to see 1, but at that time console has a 0. Okay, so this would be happen. And we are thinking that JS is a asynchronous language, means state are asynchronous, but it is not asynchronous. State actually what doing state, it's schedule her update, its update sorry, it's schedule its update uh, for later. It's not updating or mutating value immediately, so we think that JS is asynchronous, but JS is asynchronous. But React is the main game here. React schedule the state update later. That's why we think that JS is a asynchronous language, but React is doing this. React is behind that. And first of all, when this scenarios happen, I'm not sure that why is this behaving like that, or I previously I learned on the learned strict mode concurrent rendering React Fiber, as well as I learn about the render phase, commit phase, React batching, all sort of things. And when I learn all, and I didn't able to find that why is this happening. After a very brainiac after very searching, I got this I got that answer, or got that mental model how it's work. First initial render is happen, then event is called. When event is called, a set state queued, it is not executed yet, but console printed its value. And when render phase happen, because console doesn't run again in a render phase, let me tell you one important thing. Console doesn't run again in a render phase, because it's handled by the handlers only. So when event handler means our event is called handler click, at the time console print its value as a 0, and after that in render phase we get the count plus 1, and that count plus 1 updated on the UI DOM. So yeah, that was the part I learned today. I solved the problem around it, lots of things. And after that I move to the DSA part. So in today DSA we complete the recursion part. So our what is recursion. Basically recursion means calling a function again, means I function inside a function. When I call this function, then it's called means let's take an example again. So I have a function a, okay, I invoke a here, okay. So when I invoke a here, it's enter in a, and after that it's run that part. Let's console.log happy new year, okay. After that it's see that it's again we have the a, then again it's invoke, then again it's come. This is the basic idea of a recursion. How recursion works means calling a function again and again itself. So why we use recursion? So if I want to find something, so today I solve the problem of Fibonacci series. Let's take this as an example. So what is a Fibonacci series? Let me tell you. The Fibonacci numbers or a series, it's the addition of past two numbers is a third number. That sequence called a Fibonacci series. So I want to find a Fibonacci number, fib of 5. I want fifth number. So what would it be? First one is 0 and second one is 1. That the global rule. So after 0 and 1, third one is a 0 plus 1, which is a 1. Fourth one is a 1 plus 1, which is a 2. And if fifth one is a 1 plus 2, it's a 3. So fifth one is a 3. So how can I find this using recursion. So I tell you that recursion is calling a function itself again and again. And why it's needed? Because when we are use that, because let's see, I want to add, means when I write a function that I want to add fourth number plus third number. Okay, so for that I write a function. In fourth and third, they also want that add to for fourth it's want to add third and second, and for third it's want to add first and second. So they also want to add, means they have a same logic but a smaller task. Okay, so they also want, because they have same logic and a smaller task, that's why we call that function inside it, and we pass one base case. So when we write a recursive function or recursion, we have to maintain our two cases, which is a base case, which is a recursive case. Recursive case means what we want when we call our function again, and base case means when that function get stop. So in Fibonacci series, what is our base case? So our base case is n should be greater than, means n should not equal to the 0 or 1. N don't get in minus value. So we can, when n is equal to 1, we can return the n as a 1, and we close that function. And for recursive case, we just write that fib of n minus 1 plus fib of n minus 2. So yeah, that's the case. So what we doing here, we just call fib function. In it again we call the fib function, which is do same task, fib n minus 1 plus fib n minus 2. When that fib n minus 1 call, it's again do the same, means again do the same like fib n minus 1 n minus 2. Let's take an example, fib of 5. So I call the fib of 5 function. It's go to the loop, and it check it is base case, it's not equal to 0, so it's come down. So it check that our current task is fib n minus 1 plus n minus 2. So fib 5 minus 1, which is 4, plus fib 5 minus 2, which is 3. So again fib of 4 and fib of 3 will call. So again fib of 3, fib of 4, fib of 4 call again, means we want same logic in a smaller chunks. Now fib of 4 will call fib of 3, fib of 2, and fib of 3 will call fib of 2 and fib of 1. Again fib of 2 call fib of 1 and 0, and then we know when we hit the 1 and 0, then it return the value to the fib of 4, then fib of 3, then they again return the value to the fib of 5. So yeah, we see that it's follow the bottom up approach. First our tree is formed, and then we hit the base node, means at the end, then all value return itself, and we get the fib of 5. So when you see how loops work in a forward pattern, top down approach from I0 to IN. But where here in recursion you can see that it come from the 5 to 1, or is like that. So we can say that it's follow the bottom up approach. Okay, so it's come down, and when we get all things, it's return the value to the fib of 5. So it's follow the bottom up approach from 5 to 1. Okay, so yeah, is that, and that when I while doing the Fibonacci example, we see that one tree is forming, that fib of 5 is fib of 3, fib of 4, fib of 4 is fib of 3, fib of 2. That tree also known as a recursive tree, which is a very let me tell you, it is very important concept to learn about recursive tree, because while learning graphs and trees, we may it is helpful for us. And after recursion, our first block is completed. I do my lunch, and after that I walk a little, take a sunlight, and after that I decide to apply some jobs, and I apply some jobs. I call lots of HRs. I mail, lots of them. I do the LinkedIn. On LinkedIn I send lots of my connection to the message that yeah, for a refer. And after that I just figure out my project. Actually, my project figure out is done because project has a very open-ended. We can say that I am not able to sure from where I can start. I have to figure out as soon as possible. And after that, I seen one video on YouTube as well. That when we what is learning actual means talent can beat the not talent. What is that? Yeah, practice can beat the talent. It's type of that video. So while seeing that the person say that if we are solving just minimal problems and we are passive learning, not active learning, not improving our skills day by day, or not solving problems which is actually hard. We can just solving easy problems like that, and we are just learning, and we are just seeing the solutions. That mean we doesn't know about that. That mean we know the answer, but we our brain doesn't know how to calculate it. So for beat the talent, we need to get a practice, and in practice mean we have to do active practice, which is like that. If I am able to solve the problem which has a hard level, like it has a uh, difficulty level of 10. So tomorrow I have to try at least solve the problem which has a difficulty level 15. Maybe I'm not get that answer, but it is a progress. So we don't have to do passive work, we have to do active work. We have to active learning is necessary. We have to improve our task, we improve our problem, or we have to challenge our brain day by day. That was the necessary. And while learning, practice is more important, guys. Let me tell you, practicing is more important. And as well as when I started the React concept, I just noticed that I started to forgotten things. When I the thing which I learned last Monday, I little bit forgotten, so I have to revise it daily. So revision is also important. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. Communication part was good. We just practiced today about the mock interview type of things. ChatGPT asked some questions to me, I answered them. He corrected me how should I answer, or lots of things are there. So yeah, communication part also going well, I think. Yeah, that's it for today. It was don't know. I don't sure it is a 60 or 50% day. I'm sure, but one day when I hit the 100% in a day, I will tell you. I might be very happy that day. But yeah, see you soon for that day. Bye.